I started 7 years ago, and it's just been a wild ride. It's been really fun, just like discovering, okay, like, wow, I'm actually kind of good at this. You know, let's see how far we can like push this whole discipline and just see where it takes me. I knew it wasn't like the thing I'd be doing like when I'm 80. I know that, but it is something that still piques my interest. It's still relatively fun, but now I'm getting into all these other mediums and stuff, and I guess I've always been like a mixed media kind of guy. I started with pencil when I was a kid, like everybody else, you know, pencils and crayons and stuff. I think the only difference is I didn't stop. I think that's probably like the biggest strength is just like, I guess, being too dumb to quit, you know? I got a CNC machine. I have a 3D printer. I have like basically all the tools that you would use for like creating something and really like imagination first projects. So it's like, okay, like let's not be limited by what these machines can do. Let's just throw off the limits. What do you want? You know, a guy asked me for a agave necklace with like diamonds in it. And I'm like, I'm not a jewelry maker. I don't know like the first thing about like anything as far as jewelry goes, but I'll figure it out. And I kind of make the joke, I'm kind of like a doctor. You pay me to practice. And I want to serve customers in a way where if they had an idea, I'd just be like, yeah, we can do that. My inspiration, I think, just comes from just being receptive to today and just figuring out, okay, what are we gonna do today? I guess what excites me most is the unknown, and like that's what keeps me going is like, I think just the fact that I can keep going, that there is no limits. I pay to play, so I pay my dues. I get rid of those work orders that I have on the wall so that I can pay for the monetary things, but then like also buy back time. And that what I do with that time is I learn how to use like these pieces of equipment, and I just explore the possibilities, you know. And really, it's just playing. You know, kids are good at it, and somewhere along the way, like we just figure out, or we lose the sense of like how we play. But it's in playing that you learn the most. People are coming to me for like mural work. They're coming to me for like creative stuff. And that's cool. Like, I feel like I've paid my dues. I'm kind of hitting that tipping point where now it's kind of an easy ride down. But once it becomes easy, it becomes boring, you know? So now I'm like, okay, how can we like move this momentum that we already have? How can we steer it in a way where I'm actually doing like more of the idea work? I'm like encouraging others to like pursue their passions and creating opportunities for artists that are green and don't have like any business sense. Getting them experience and like helping them figure out like how to do an invoice. You know, the boring shit that everybody's like, I don't want to do that, I just want to get out there and paint. I think art is important because it's the most beautiful love child of all the disciplines. You know, like I always tell people like, it's a fast track. If you want to learn something, art is like a fast track to learn that thing in an exciting way. Like, I don't know shit about welding. In high school, like I had this art project that involved welding. So they're like, whoa, we got to get you into the welding class so you can finish your project. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. And I get in the welding class and I look over and there's a bunch of kids like through this window. They're all like doing paperwork. I asked one of the other welding students, and I'm like, what are they doing over there? They're like, oh, they're in welding class. I'm like, they're doing paperwork? They're all, yeah, you have to do like a month or 2 months worth of paperwork before you can even touch a welder. I'm like, I didn't do any of that shit. Like, fast track, baby. I think that's the most important thing about art is that we just understand like, it is like, it's involved with everything and it involves everything. You know, it takes all of you to express yourself like artistically. What other discipline does that where it takes all the disciplines, you know? It's like it has like the monopoly on all disciplines. Like, I don't need status. I need people to understand that like you can create at the same level that I'm creating. You're just gonna have to pay your dues. That's it. It's a small price to pay, you know, especially for like what you get out of it. You get like an endless life of like more creating and more learning, and it's just like, you know, it just works for itself.